Fox Sports.
I believe in America.
Because we have great dreams.
And because we have the opportunity
to make those dreams come true.
I'd like to say hi to my wife and daughter.
To my daughters, Angel and Allison.
I love y'all, and I'll see you soon.
I can't wait to come home.
We believe in you, the American soldiers, the real heroes. And tonight we're playing for you as you fight for us. And put your lives on the line for our freedom.
Thanks to the troops for everything that they do to help keep us safe.
We want to thank you for everything that you do.
During tonight's game, we'll hear from our soldiers overseas. We'll play for them and give our thanks.
This is Special Larry Emanuel from Afghanistan.
Sergeant First Class Mike Russell from the 205th MP Battalion.
Staff Sergeant Rebecca Argelagos from Jalalabad, Afghanistan.
Tonight,
for all that you do.
This one is for you.
Family and friends have gathered here at Busch Stadium as we celebrate the 4th of July weekend. This one is for you. We thank you, the men and women of our armed forces serving in Afghanistan. Tonight, we have baseball for you. It is game number 2 between the Milwaukee Brewers and the St. Louis Cardinals. Sit back, relax, and enjoy some baseball. A little slice of heaven here in St. Louis. Baseball coming up on Fox Sports Midwest.
Honor guard. Please rise and remove your hats.
2, Brewers and Cardinals. But baseball takes a back seat as we have a chance to visit with our troops. First and foremost, Dan McLaughlin, Al Raboski with you. We say thank you for your service and what you do for us. And joining us, Captain Sean King, 203rd Engineer Battalion, and he is from Jefferson City. We know this is a special night for us, but what is it like for you? What time is it over there, and what kind of day will this be for you guys?
Every day over here is a different day, and right now over here it's 3:46 in the morning, Dan and Al.
And Captain, I know you were assigned one of the toughest duties, clearing these roads of the IEDs. That is awful, dangerous work.
Yes, it is. Our guys are out there putting their lives on the line every day.
Well, Captain, we appreciate your time. Sit back, get ready for baseball this morning for you, for us tonight, and enjoy the game. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Okay, that is Captain Sean King from Jefferson City, Missouri. We've got baseball coming up. We're getting you set for game number 2 on Fox Sports Midwest.
I'd like to say hi to my kids, McKenna and Christiana, and hi to the staff of the Southwest Missouri Alzheimer's Association. Go Cardinals!
Our salute to the troops continues here on Fox Sports Midwest as we edge closer to our first pitch. We're standing in downtown St. Louis, just outside the Soldiers Memorial. Al Raboski, Dan McLaughlin with you. And let's talk a little baseball now. We got a pair of left-handers going tonight. Jaime Garcia, the rookie, against a former Cardinal, Chris Narveson. How does this shake out?
Well, we'd like to see Jaime Garcia bounce back from his roughest start. That was in Kansas City. Really had control problems. That was totally unexpected. Like to see him maybe go a little deeper in the game than what he has been doing. And, of course, Narveson has been a great big surprise for the Brewers.
Yeah, Narveson and Garcia both are 7-4. And, of course, as we saw yesterday, the home run ball can be a little
Independence Day, I want to take a moment to send a special thanks to all our outstanding men and women in uniform serving around the world. The country we love and celebrate today endures thanks to your extraordinary service and sacrifice, and that of your families. As you carry out your missions, know that you have the support and thanks of a grateful nation and a proud Commander-in-Chief. So happy 4th of July. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.
And look at the troops overseas in Afghanistan as we edge closer now to our first pitch. And apparently Captain Sean King, who we had a chance to interview a few moments ago, not a man of many words, as we saw, and apparently some of the troops are giving him a little trouble.
That was one time, I think, the captain allowed the enlisted men to razz him a little bit. He could have spoke up a little more and told us a little bit about Afghanistan.
Well, he did a good job. It's early over there.
Yes,
it's very early over there. Let's take a look at the Milwaukee Brewers lineup. They won here last night. 3 home runs that they hit. Ricky Weeks, Corey Hart, Prince Fielder, and then Ryan Braun, Casey McGee. Jonathan LaCroix is their catcher. Carlos Gomez, Alcides Escobar, and the former Cardinal, Chris Narveson. And on the mound, looking for a better start than his last one, is Jaime Garcia.
Well, 15 previous starts. He was due one bad outing. That one he just never clicked, even warming up in the bullpen. He told Dave Duncan he just didn't feel well. He felt sluggish, and it really resulted in that outing. But he expects to bounce back, and so do we.
Troops are watching on the American Forces Network all over the world tonight. And a look at the defense for the Cardinals. Lopez, another start at third base. Tyler Green has been called up and inserted at second base. And the battery tonight, Garcia and Yadier Molina. It's a big, big crowd here in downtown St. Louis. 4th of July weekend. And the first pitch is a strike at the knees to one of the top leadoff hitters right now in baseball. Combination of runs scored, home runs, and power. 1 for 4 last night, hitting .273 overall.
Right, the offensive weapon as Ricky is leading the major leagues leadoff hitters with those home runs and RBIs, and second in the very important category of runs scored.
Our first pitch at 4:16 a.m. in Afghanistan. And it's 81 degrees here in St. Louis, and of course we're hooked up with the members of the Missouri National Guard deployed in Afghanistan. And I think they would be surprised to know it's 81 degrees here in St. Louis. Beginning of July.
Just spectacular weather, low humidity.
Breaking ball, what a beauty.
Many of their loved ones are in attendance and also watching on TV.
So Weeks looks at a very good breaking ball from Jaime Garcia for the first out.
Kansas City really struggled with his command. Only win a couple innings. He has the third best, even after that rough outing, third best ERA in the National League. And obviously, as a rookie, he's leading about every category.
And for the troops are in Afghanistan, you wouldn't believe the support that you have back here in the United States. And family and friends that have come to Busch Stadium with signs. We were just shocked at how many people were coming to the ballpark with signs in support of the men and women overseas. There's a base hit for Hart right past Lopez, and it brings in Prince Fielder.
Hart now has a 17 game hitting streak.
Now how about this, Captain Sean King.
Your family's here and we love you, babe. The twins love you too. We love you, Daddy. Stay safe.
That is awesome.
That brings tears to your eyes right there.
Awesome. One out and a check on the runner. Hart over at first base. The family and friends, and they are on a delay of about 7 to 8 seconds. So their reaction to seeing this. One out, runner at first. Pitch, it's taken low and away. Now, that might be their reaction to you and I talking about our buddy Sean King.
Right.
I said the captain was outstanding, man of few words, and
I was court-martialed a couple times.
And the troops were giving him a little trouble. But how neat is it for us to be able to talk to them and for us to bring them Cardinal baseball tonight?
We've done it a couple times in Iraq in previous years, but the first time in Afghanistan.
Two balls and a strike here on Fielder.
Got off to a little slow start, but in June he led the major leagues with 10 home runs, and he hit his 18th last night.
And he homered with number 18 here at Busch Stadium, a no doubt home run. Fielder, when he hits him, he finished that swing high, and big body, strong man, jumps off his bat. We knew it last night. It was gone.
No doubt about it. And Milwaukee leads the National League in home runs. They're sitting at 99.
Here's a 2-1 instead of check on the runner at first. How about your Hungo? I mean, that has been to Iraq, Afghanistan, all over the place.
I got wounded in Iraq, broke a leg, the Hungo, and I understand they Fox Sports Midwest sent a Hungo over to Afghanistan. I've toured a lot of countryside.
2-1 pitch, right down the middle, 2-2. We'll have a treat for the troops coming up midway through the game. A Hall of Famer will be with us, Lou Brock. Have a chance to visit with Lou. I don't know if we're going to be able to get a headset on him because he's got his Brock umbrella going tonight. He's wearing it throughout the first pitch along with Jack Clark. Ceremonial first pitches here tonight. Time called by Fielder. What did we see last time with Jaime Garcia? Was he out of whack mechanically?
I'm talking with Dave Duncan, and I asked him, and he just said, down in the bullpen, you know, he warmed up poorly. Told me before the game, you know, he said, I just don't feel well. And it just sort of looked like that. But he, you know, just felt like it was just, you throw that one out, kind of like Wainwright's start up in Toronto. And if he has one of those starts every 15, 16 starts, we'll take it anytime, won't we?
Absolutely. Remember, this was a guy that wasn't even supposed to be part of the opening day roster. Here with the St. Louis Cardinals, Rich Hill or Kyle McClellan vying for that 5th spot, and it was Garcia. One thing about Garcia, Al, when he's right, tremendous movement on all his pitches.
That's it. I mean, he does a good job of keeping the ball down. He's got the very good curveball. He's got a cutter. He's throw the slider. He's got a changeup. But he just gets ground balls.
A 3-2 pitch to Fielder. Runner goes. Swing and a miss. Throw to second. Out at second. He got Hart. Double play. 2 strikeouts in the inning. The troops, the fans of the Cardinals will love that. No score after a half inning. Cardinals and Milwaukee Brewers. There's the Hungo. Made its way overseas. It's a Hungo night here on Fox Sports Midwest. And for folks who don't know, we give a Hungo out every week to our Player of the Week, or maybe Players of the Week. Lopez, Rasmus, Pujols in the Cardinals batting order tonight, along with Matt Holliday, Nick Stabino, another start right field with Ludwig on the DL, and Molina, Ryan, Garcia, and Tyler Green just called up. Chris Narveson, who was part of the Larry Walker deal back in 2004, now finds himself in the starting rotation for the Milwaukee Brewers. And this will be his 22nd, or rather his 13th start, 22nd appearance. And a ground ball, base hit for Felipe Lopez. What a weapon, by the way, Yadier Molina is. And we talk about it so much, but the double play on a swing and a miss by Fielder. And all of a sudden, Garcia is out of the first. Braun, Gomez, Hart in the outfield. McGee, Escobar, Weeks, and Fielder along the infield. And the battery tonight, Narveson and McCroy.
Narveson, since his days with the Cardinals, and the new addition is the cutter. And last time out, he was outstanding. Career high 8 innings as he won 3-0 against Seattle. He's developed that cutter. He has a breaking ball. Throws it, and his fastball a little harder than what we saw from Randy Wolf.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. And that's a base hit in the right. So 2 on. Ball scoots away, and Lopez winds up at third. An error on Corey Hart.
Corey Hart, a very dependable fielder. And just ever so slightly makes this miscue, but enough to allow Lopez to go from second to third. Now, the one thing about Narveson, talk about his last start, is he was not scored upon in that 3-0 shutout, but prior to that, he's always given up runs in the first inning. After the first inning, he'll shut things down, so it's imperative for the Cardinals to jump out to a lead right now.
So back-to-back hits and a treat for the troops, a chance to see Albert Pujols in the lineup tonight. Hit a home run last night. That was his 19th of the year.
Leads the National League.
And for folks at home, if you're wondering the shots of the troops, what you're seeing, members of the Missouri National Guard deployed in Afghanistan, the 203rd Engineer Battalion, also the Agribusiness Development Team. And as we go along tonight, we'll explain what they do. First pitch to Albert. Tapped foul. Now the Agribusiness Development Team, their objective is to provide farmers in Afghanistan with new ways to improve their crop yields through the use of agriculture experts. Missouri has been one of the best in the country at doing that. Their development team model, the 203rd Engineer Battalion. You talk about some heroes, folks. Amazing. Some of its members keep Afghan roads clear of the IEDs. And if you're wondering what an IED is, it's a mine. One ball, one strike here on Albert Pujols. Pujols bounces it to short, out at second, out at first, but a run scores. That's Lopez, and it's 1-0 St. Louis. And here's some of the B-roll that will show you some of the shots of what the 203rd Battalion, Engineer Battalion does. The men and women, the brave soldiers in Afghanistan. Every time I see these shots, I just want to say thank you for what you do for us.
No doubt about it.
Here's Holliday and a pitch outside.
Here we are enjoying this 4th of July weekend, and we cannot ever forget the men and women that are overseas, giving us the comforts that we have here And we just hope we're just providing a little bit of comfort to them so they can enjoy baseball at 4:30 in the morning.
That's right. 1-1 pitch taken low. Matt Holliday, 2 balls and a strike. He's hitting .302, 11 home runs and 38 RBIs. And time is called. Busch Stadium is really filled up tonight. You'll see some of the yellow shirts of the fans in the stands with the "This One's for You" shirt in support of our troops. There's many of the family and friends right there in that section. Holliday rips it out to deep right. Hart is back. He'll look up, and that ball is off the top of the wall. It's a double for Matt Holliday, and almost a home run.
Matt Holliday not far off his lifetime average of about .317. But about this time of year, he starts heating it up. As he is just so physically strong, he can just drive the ball to all fields. He is just an outstanding high average hitter that has power. And when it's all said and done, he should be 30-plus home runs. He'll be over 100 RBIs. He always has a slow start, but in June he starts heating it up, and he was one of the better Cardinal hitters in June.
You would hope that this lineup heats it up before the All-Star break, minus Ryan Ludwig. And that's why Nick Stavanoa has another start in right. Ludwig, for Tony La Russa, dealing with that calf issue, and he's been put on the disabled list. That's why we have Tyler Green that's been up. Salas. One ball, one strike. Last night, Stavanoa went 2 for 4.
Yeah, he had 2 of the 4 hits. He's been the Cardinals' #1 pinch hitter. He's tied for the major league lead with 10 pinch hits, but get a chance to play every day now. Defensively, just play him straight away in the outfield. Shade to pull in the infield. Narveson with that curveball, you'll get a lot of right-handed batters that will pull that ball in the infield.
And that's a base hit into right. They're going to send Holliday home. Throw from Hart to the plate. Offline. Holliday scores. Stavanoa picks up an RBI.
Stavanoa has been doing a good job. Slices this ball in right field. One of his 2 hits yesterday was that way. With 2 outs, Oquendo was going to send Holliday anyway. Strong throw from Hart, but offline. And not only gets by the catcher, but it gets by the pitcher, allowing Stavanoa to go to second, get himself in scoring position. So single RBI, goes to second on the throw.
So here's Yadier Molina. The roster move was Salas being sent down, and then, of course, you see Tyler Green. Now, technically, Ludwig not on the DL yet, but John Mozeliak and Tony La Russa indicated that would be a subsequent move either later tonight or tomorrow.
It's interesting because I thought he was getting to the point of he was improving. Now David Freese, who in that shot too, is on the DL with a bad ankle.
This is handled, bobbled, but out at first. And Nick Stavanoa gives the Cardinals an early lead. It's 2-0 St. Louis.
Hi, I'm Sharon Wilson. My son is Lieutenant Zach Wilson, and we miss you. We love you very much from all of us at home, and can't wait to get back, Zach.
I want to thank all of our dedicated sponsors that support Cardinals baseball on Fox Sports Midwest all season long for allowing us to air this telecast to you with limited commercial enhancements. A lot of signs here at the ballpark. Support of our troops, family and friends. A wonderful night here at Busch Stadium.
I was talking to a couple of the moms down during batting practice. Their son's overseas and watching this telecast, and overwhelming, how proud they are.
And that pitch is at the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike on Ryan Braun, the big slugger of the Milwaukee Brewers.
Ryan struggling at home this year, but leads the National League in road average.
And there's a shot into right field. Base hit. Stavanoa, a couple of hops to him. Ball just jumps off his bat. One of the top young players in the game.
Well, Rookie of the Year. He came up in late May a few years back and just overwhelmingly put up the best numbers and won that Rookie of the Year.
Oh, glory on a beautiful night here in St. Louis. 2-0 Cardinals. Here's Casey McGee, who's hitting .276. He got the scoring started last night with a home run, his 13th of the year. 51 RBIs, and now time is called. Also, by the way, for this weekend, you see the Cardinals wearing those white caps, red bill, and the STL and Stars and Stripes.
All teams in Major League Baseball will be wearing those replica, their Stars and Stripe hats.
A couple of frustrating days back-to-back for Tony La Russa and the Cardinals, trying to find that consistent offense.
Cardinals are 3-24, scoring less than 3 runs. It's getting to be an ugly habit, particularly for an offense that is advertised as being one of the better ones in the league. Not need to panic, as you're not even quite at the halfway mark, but it is frustrating. Wasted a lot of very good pitching performances. Cardinals lead the Major League in home ERA.
That's taken at the knees.
Casey McGee quite the find, as he was placed on waivers from the Cubs, and Milwaukee picked him up.
Appreciate the fans making these signs, and we know we always hear from the troops after our telecast. They love it. One ball, 1 strike here on McGee. Cardinals would love a double play. There's a fly ball hit down the right field line. It is slicing and foul. And McGee, it's hard to fathom that you have a guy that can hit like this and be a productive everyday player. And I know they had Aramis Ramirez with Chicago, but this kind of player, you got to find a spot for him.
You would think. And just to be placed on waivers or even made a deal to try and acquire somebody of equal value.
Outfield is straight away. Another check on the runner at first. Have to keep an eye on Braun. He does have pretty good speed. With the win last night, Milwaukee went to 36-43, and they've actually been better on the road this year than they have been at home. 19 wins on the road, 17 at home. And this is up and away. 2-2. The Cardinals here at Busch Stadium, they're 25-14. Two and two the count.
Cardinals pitch so well at home that they have that good record.
Ken Maka in his second year with the Milwaukee Brewers. They got off to a slow start, but lately been playing much better baseball. They've won 7 of their past 10. He's done some broadcasting. He was with the Boston Red Sox. Had a nice run as the A's manager, and now with the Milwaukee Brewers. Count is full here on McGee. And a strikeout. That's the third for Jaime Garcia. First pitch of the at-bat. That was a ball on Casey McGee. This time it goes Garcia's way. He picks up his third strikeout.
That's all you ask for is consistency. You know, a pitcher wants to understand the strike zone. How much can he, maneuver and try to sell to the umpire that I'm going to expand the zone a little bit. Hitters, when you see a one pitch call a ball, then you assume it's going to be a ball throughout the at bat. Just everybody's out of sync.
For our fans at home, if you would like to text our troops, give your support, all you have to do is text your messages to 432-432 at foxsportsmidwest.com. Also, foxsportsmidwest.com or the text at 432-432. Either way, text messages, emails, we welcome those. Garcia has been pretty concerned with Braun over there at first base.
It's a better philosophy to work on the hitter. Pay attention, but you'll find today where so many pitches are called by the manager or someone on the bench, the pitch outs, the call throws to first to try and contain the running game. Just be conscious of him there, and you got the weapon with Molina. I mean, all you have to do is just pay attention to him and let Molina do his job.
We've talked about it many times. It's ordered from the Cardinals bench. Throw over. But Tony will tell you, we've had a number of conversations about this, that now managers in many ways control the running game as opposed to what the players do on the field. It's pulled foul.
Sometimes today's game, we try to make it so technical, try to do so many things to, micromanage the game to where all of a sudden when a player is forced to make a decision himself, he hasn't done it the entire game. And then you ask him to do it something at crunch time, and many times they're lost.
Here's the 0-2. Fouled away. LaCroix is your catcher tonight for Milwaukee, hitting .274, 2 home runs and 5 RBIs.
Met him yesterday, very young man, where he got called up when Zahn went on the disabled list.
Family and friends, that section here at the ballpark. O2 pitch. This is down and in. Misses. He's got so much movement with these pitches. We talk about Garcia, considered one of the top young talents in the game today.
Missed most of last season with Tommy John surgery. Came back a little bit in September and then helped Memphis in the playoffs.
Ground ball hit to second. Out there on the post. Oh, what a turn by the shortstop. And tonight, that's Brendan Ryan. Started by Green. Then to Ryan. And the double play. A live look at Busch Stadium. That gives you some of the flavor of what's happened already in our pregame ceremonies. The flyover. And about a couple hours ago, Al and I were over at the War Memorial in downtown St. Louis. It's about 4 or 5 blocks away here from Busch Stadium. Our buddy Tony West working hard with us to provide many of the shots that you see throughout our telecast. Doing a great job for us, and we appreciate it. Also, I know our crew has worked tirelessly to make this possible, the uplink to Afghanistan, and we thank them for their time all day today trying to make sure that this goes off without a hitch, and so far so good. It's been a lot of fun. Brendan Ryan, Jaime Garcia, and then Tyler Green has been called up. How about Salas? All he does is come and get people out, and all of a sudden
he gave up a home run last
week. I know,
yesterday.
And then he gets sit down.
And we're going to see him back. He has been very impressive.
I mentioned this before. Ludwig not officially on the disabled list with that sore calf, but it looks like he's headed in that direction.
And that's a shame, because he told me yesterday that he thought he could pinch hit sometime this weekend, but I wasn't aware of the setback.
Wow, it sets the stage for Kirk Gibson. We could have a Kirk Gibson type moment. Kirk Gibson, the new manager, by the way, of the Diamondbacks.
And who's their new general manager? I think their general manager was let go also.
Josh Burns. That's popped up. And Weeks makes the catch. Ryan is retired for the first out here in the second. I think I just heard one of the troops say, 2 hands, 2 hands.
Very smart.
Here's Garcia.
Never embarrass yourself using 2 hands, do you?
You always talk about it.
Well, a lot of people will tolerate it as long as you make the play. But if you drop one, now they reacted to what you said.
And Garcia is retired. And it brings in Tyler Green.
Tyler Green was going to make the All-Star team, or did make the All-Star team in the Pacific Coast League. Had a very solid season. Former #1 draft pick of the Cardinals, always was a good glove, questionable bat, but his numbers at the AAA are usually pretty good. Had the organization in steals last year, also hit 15 home runs in AAA. He was up earlier in those 10 games.
Cardinals would just love to see him be more consistent offensively. They feel defensively he's fine. Third, short, second. He told me he could even play the outfield without a hitch.
And he's comfortable at second, but he's played very little there. Been playing shortstop at the AAA level, and let's hope, Tony always loves the competition. And let's hope this maybe sets up a stage where Brendan Ryan will be a little more productive. And with the left-hander on the mound, it gives him another option, having a right-handed hitter.
One and two is the count with 2 outs and nobody on. Going to visit with a huge Cardinal fan in a few moments. He's getting wired up. There he is.
Family show.
One ball and 2 strikes here on Tyler Green. Two pitch. Green pops it up. Fielder near the Cardinal dugout and runs out of room. You always see when a opposing player goes to that dugout, the opposition's dugout, guys kind of, they get out of the way. They don't seem to be going over to give them a helping hand. Al?
I remember in the 80s, we wish John Tudor would have gotten out of the way.
Oh, man.
Barry Lyons, catcher for the Mets, went crashing in there and pinned Tudor's knee up against the seat and fractured a bone in his knee. So better just get out of the way. But if it's your guy, everybody, all hands on deck to help out.
And a called third strike on Tyler Green. Getting wired up in Afghanistan. We'll visit with the troops when we come back. To visit with the troops live in Afghanistan, and we have from Springfield, Missouri, specialist Chris Kellyott, and hopefully he'll be a little bit more talkative than our buddy, the captain. We're talking off air and having a little fun with that. But first of all, Chris, what does this mean for you and the troops to have this chance to watch baseball and get together and enjoy a little flavor of what's happening here in St. Louis?
It's awesome. It's a big morale booster for us, getting to holler at everybody back home, being all over the state of Missouri and all over the country itself. We really love this, and Joe Card's ready for them to win.
Specialist, you got anybody at home you want to say hello to?
Actually, I do. I want to wish my mother a very happy birthday. Today is her birthday, actually, so just want to say happy birthday to my mama.
Perfect timing. Yeah, give a round of applause for that. Tell us and give our viewers a little idea of what's it like over there for you guys.
You know, you have your scary times, but other than that, it's fun. The camaraderie is always a good time with us, and you know, as you can see, we're just a group of guys who are over here just doing our best to keep you guys safe at home.
Now, we have a question from many of our fans. They're asking, do you guys have a chance to play catch or get out, play a little baseball, or what do you do to stay active outside of your jobs?
Oh, yeah. We actually have a softball league going on here in Toronto where we're at. And we actually have a game in just a few hours after this. So it's a 4th of July tournament that we have going this whole weekend. So we're pretty pumped up about that. We're the Hound Dogs, so we're definitely going to win this tournament.
You know, actually, back in '97, I went over to Bosnia and played softball with some of the troops over in theirs, having beers with one group of guys that were going into country, that they were having their last beers for 8 months, and then others coming back and having their first beer for 8 months. So it's we can't thank you enough for what you guys all do back there. And how about you guys back there? Who's doing better, the captain or the specialist?
It's definitely the specialist who's doing better.
There's a pitch that's staying a little bit low. You're
He's voting for himself.
Yeah, you're going to get him in trouble. You know, how long are you over there, and when do you get a chance to come back home?
We've been over here for probably about 7-8 months. We'll be home in September, hopefully. Fingers crossed on that one.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're praying for you, obviously, to get back home and be safe and get back here safely. When you think about Cardinal baseball, do you guys talk about it? Do you have favorite players, favorite moments that you talk about?
There's good rivalries going on here. You definitely have everybody from all over the country, and they always talk against the other teams. But, you know, being an Albert Pujols fan for me, you know, I'd really love to see him rip the ball over the fence today, too, if we can.
Well, Chris, thank you for your service. We appreciate it. Thanks for hopping on with us, and get home very safely. Thank you very much.
All right, roger that. Thank you, sir.
You bet. That's Chris Kelliott from Springfield, Missouri. Wonderful to visit with him. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out. And a runner at third here for the Milwaukee Brewers. Chris Narveson is the hitter. The pitcher is up. It was a double by Gomez. Then Escobar grounded out. And Narveson is your hitter with 2 balls and 2 strikes. Down that left field line. He's a good hitting pitcher. We've seen that. And we have now Corporal Katie Martin, a Missouri National Guard 203rd Engineer Unit member who is on leave. And you had a chance to get a lot of the troops on video, back and forth. And what's that been like for you to be part of this experience?
It's been a lot of fun. My job's a lot of fun, and I get to talk to a lot of people. So it's enjoyment getting to go out and they love it. They love being able to see their family out here and stuff. So.
Yeah, what's that do for morale, something like this?
Oh, it's huge because it's a little taste of home, you know, and something that they love, and their family loves it. They love getting to see them on the cam, so it's good.
Good.
And of course, today the National Guard is a lot different. When I was in the service, National Guard during Vietnam, you know, for lack of a better word, it was playtime. Where now you're going on the front lines and you're really serving our country and paying the ultimate price.
Right.
How about the families that you help coordinate to get here? And we've talked about the soldiers and what this means for them, but the families that are at the ballpark here tonight having a chance to see their reaction to some of the things going on with this broadcast.
It's really cool. They're all in a group in their yellow shirts, and they all have their signs, and it's cool. I mean, other people have signs and whatnot, but it's really cool to see them. And I know it helps them to all be together in a group, you know, being able to enjoy it all together because they all know what each other's feeling with their family being gone like this.
For the troops, when they see a family member right now, how do they react? What's it like when they're over there and they see something like that? Maybe their son, their daughter, their wife, mom, dad, whatever the case may be.
It's really cool because you see your family and they're happy and they're enjoying, you know, their time, and you get to see them with the other people's families that you know, and it makes you feel good. It makes you miss home, but it makes you feel good.
And you have a regular job?
Right. I go to school, and I also nanny.
So you're busy.
Yes.
Give me your number because I got 4 kids at home if you're looking for a job. That is a fair ball, and Weeks is out. So Weeks not running out of the box, and he is tagged out by Molina on a heads-up play.
Well, he's acting like, you know, he's confused, but there's one simple rule. Swing the bat, run. And if you do that, you're never going to be caught flat-footed or you know, confused. You know, run and then let somebody else tell you whether it's a foul ball, whether it's a fair ball.
We're visiting with Corporal Katie Martin, a Missouri National Guard 203rd Engineer Unit member who is on leave. She was also the videographer for many of the soldiers' shout-outs that you've seen. When you approach these guys and gals and say, okay, let's do a shout-out, I mean, are they gung-ho in doing some of these things?
Well, different people did different shout-outs depending on where you were at. But as far as, like, the 203rd, we were there for their shout-out, and they were real excited about it. They have a lot of Cardinals fans, and they were very excited about being able to do this. And they got in a big group, and I think they had fun.
Now, we mentioned that what you're seeing right now is roughly about 5 in the morning now. For those guys, I'm assuming it's no big deal. They say, hey, up and at 'em, this is something that we normally don't get to do, so no problem, let's do it. There they are.
They enjoy it.
They said somebody looks great in there.
Tony.
And that's a strike.
Katie, how about when the troops received those banners signed by Adam Wainwright? Were they a little bit surprised and wonder what was going on?
I'm sure they were. They have T-shirts and whatnot, and I'm sure that they were excited about all of that.
Like you said, anything just to get a little diversion, right?
Right. I mean, it really is Groundhog's Day out there. I mean, it's very much the same day after day.
What would you tell our viewership tonight? Something that they could do for the troops overseas?
We have a lot of really awesome people that send out, like, the packages from home groups and the Soldiers Angels groups. Those people, like, they have no idea how awesome they are and how much we think of them for what they do and sending things out to people that they don't even know. I mean, we think a lot of them for that, and just cards and support.
So cards, anything that they can send over?
Right.
Okay. There's the Adam Wainwright signed banner that he sent. And we saw that earlier. He talked about it on the pregame show. Adam with family members serving our country.
You say he had a brother-in-law?
I believe so. Just missed. How often do you get a chance to do something? Obviously, this is special, but many times we say, oh, you're watching on the Armed Forces Network. How often do you get a chance to step away from what you're doing and watch a baseball game or something from the States?
Well, we have AFN, and you get a couple of channels. Like, they're able to watch the World Cup. So if you have, I guess you wouldn't call it cable in your office or your room, then you're able to watch some of those things. We have AFN Sports and stuff. So
there's a 3-2 pitch to Hart. And that's a little low, so the bases are loaded. Speaking of a shout-out, here is Chuck Wilson.
Hi, my name is Chuck Wilson here at Fob Pinty in Afghanistan, and I want to give a shout-out to my family in St. Louis, my grandma Joanne Morton, my wife Elizabeth, and my 2 sons Josiah and Alex. Go Cardinals!
Thank you, Chuck. Now, you're a videographer, so you have to set up microphones and cameras. I would assume some of those guys get so excited they're probably blowing out your equipment. You're screaming into that microphone.
The way video equipment works, it's not too bad. You adjust it, and you're sitting there with them for a little bit trying to adjust it, but it's not bad.
Thank you for what you do. It's great having you here. Garcia gets out of a jam, and we thank Corporal Katie Martin.
For his country.
Well, sometimes we don't get to talk to him, and it's really upsetting, but we've gotten to talk to him here lately, and it's really exciting to see him on the video camera.
Now, you're not sure that he's watching tonight, but there's a chance. Let's assume he's watching. What would you say to him right now?
I would say, I miss you, I love you, be safe, and come home soon so we can come back to another Cardinals game.
Thanks for sharing with us, Ashley.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we send it back to you.
All right, Jim, thank you. As Corporal Katie Martin was leaving, we had a shot of the troops, and she pointed to her sergeant that was pictured there. And she said, that's my sergeant. And by the way, earlier today, his family, and I did not catch his name, unfortunately, but his family is here, and also his kids, and they had a chance to watch on the Jumbotron. We were broadcasting our pregame show, and on the Jumbotron were the kids and the family, and they saw the sergeant. Unfortunately, I don't have his name, and it became quite emotional there. But Sergeant,
wave.
And if you can find Sergeant, if you see us, wave. And your wife and kids saw you and were awfully excited, and some tears were shed out there. So they miss you and they love you. They wanted to pass that along. There's a strike to Felipe Lopez. There he is.
There he is.
And Lopez pops it up. Foul territory. Fielder won't get there, and Felipe's got a life. 0-2. Some of the still photos that we have of fans today at Busch Stadium. Captain Dell. But I'm sure some of the soldiers didn't realize that they were being broadcast on the Jumbotron here at the ballpark. So for their family and friends that are in Section 267, they are seeing you. So guys, you better be on your best behavior. I want to get the reaction. There's Captain Dell.
There's Captain Dell. Right, there's another
there.
sign.
That's our reaction. That's the delay. One ball and two strikes on Felipe Lopez. It's about a 7 to 8 second delay to our troops. 1 ball and 2 strikes, and that's lifted into left center. That ball will get down. Couple of hops to the wall, and Lopez will stop at second. Nice piece of hitting for Felipe. They couldn't get the pop-up, and it turns into a double.
Earlier this week, Felipe went 4 for 5. He's off to a good start. That was a little hanging breaking ball. He keeps his weight back and then pulls the trigger, drives it out to left center. Single his first time up, came around, scored, now the double.
And again, for our troops overseas, we'll continue to show the section 267 with the family and friends. And for our viewers that want to see baseball tonight, get a little bit of both. You get to see what our troops are up to, doing their wonderful work, and also baseball tonight. Colby, the sacrifice, and moving up on the play, Felipe Lopez.
Colby's great speed. He's got a chance to beat those type of bunts out. Trying to do a little drag bunt, at the very least. He gets Felipe over to third for Albert. Albert hit into a double play the first time up, but that's when Felipe crossed the plate on that grounder to short.
1 out and a runner at third. And here is Albert Pujols. Pujols has bounced into a 6-4-3 double play, but that did score a run. The 1-0 pitch. I'm sure our fans across the country wouldn't mind having Jim Hayes roam that section and visit with family and friends up there, and hopefully be able to connect the dots a little bit with some of those family and friends here and the soldiers in Afghanistan.
Looks like those are some of our text messages at the bottom on the crawl.
A 2-1 pitch to Albert Pujols. Here it comes. Pujols out to left. Lopez will tag up. Braun throws from left field, and it is not in time. Felipe scores to make it 3-0 St. Louis.
Like that, as Felipe sees he's going to be caught, tags up. Braun gets his weight behind it, comes in, a little throw a little bit offline.
I thought it was going to be.
Remember, he's got a pretty strong throwing arm. He originally got to the big leagues as a third baseman. Had trouble fielding and moved into left field, and he's a much improved defensive player out and left.
Matt Holliday with 2 outs. He doubled off the wall in right field his first time up. 0-2. How about that, playing a little softball over in Afghanistan. Holliday goes up to get it, hits it down the right field line, and out of play. For these gentlemen right here, we will be switching feeds and going to another group of soldiers. But they'll still get to watch the game. It's just they won't be able to interact with us. So don't worry, we're not going to cut you away.
So now they can really enjoy the game.
Yes. But thank you guys. We appreciate it very much. And thank you so much for what you have done and will do for us. And get home safely, and God bless you all.
Looking at some real heroes.
Strikeout of Holliday. Again, thank you, gentlemen. Can't thank you enough. 3-0 St. Louis.
Lansdale, representing the 205th MP Battalion here in Afghanistan. You're watching our St. Louis Cardinals on Fox Sports Midwest. Go Cardinals!
And again, more shots of family and friends that are in attendance here at Busch Stadium tonight. We call this One's for You. Along with Al Rabowski, I'm Dan McLaughlin, and a pitch to Ryan Braun. He's taken in the dirt. Braun first time up, single, and then was erased on a double play back in the second inning.
And that was our famous Captain Dell.
That's right.
Showed Mom and Dad earlier, and another sign in the stands.
And again, we are going all over the place tonight, throughout the country, and also on American Forces Network. If you'd like to send a text message, you can. Text to 432-432. Send an email to our troops, foxsportsmidwest.com. A strike. Garcia had a couple of walks in the third, and that was one of his issues. The ball game over the weekend against Kansas City was throwing strikes. He has struck out 3 tonight.
And as I said, Dave Duncan, I said, did you notice anything warming up? And he said, well, before he even warmed up in Kansas City, he told me he just felt horrible. Just didn't feel good. Had his worst start by far, but he really didn't think it was going to carry over. And it hasn't.
There they are at Finley Shields. That's the agribusiness development team. And again, their objective to provide farmers in Afghanistan new ways to improve their crop yields through the use of agriculture experts. Missouri has spearheaded the agribusiness development team model that has been adopted by other states. And again, we thank the 203rd Engineer Battalion, who you saw earlier. And there's the folks from the agribusiness development team. And again, it's members of the Missouri National Guard deployed in Afghanistan, watching early in the morning in Afghanistan here on Fox Sports Midwest. Little tapper back to Garcia. He'll spin and throw. And 2 away. And throughout the night, showing signs of appreciation, family and friends here. And to all the men and women, thank you so much for what you have done for us and continue to do. Tell you what, how about the Cardinal signs we've seen over there? American flag displayed prominently, but then you have the Cardinal signs all over the place. Who's the guitar player?
Yeah, I was going to say that too. We got somebody to entertain them.
2 outs and a strike at the knees to LaCroix. Maybe we get somebody to play some music.
That's what I was thinking. Patriotic songs.
Absolutely. Here's the 0-1 pitch to LaCroix. Breaking ball in there for strike.
Well, Garcia mentioned sat out most of last season with Tommy John surgery. Really was not even considered to be a viable candidate for the 5th spot in spring training, but he pitched. He was the most effective pitcher all spring of all the Cardinals, and they just couldn't deny him. And he's just started the season out here, and it's just been sensational as he 3rd best ERA in the big leagues, and he's a rookie leading in wins. Right there with the leaders and rookies in innings pitched, strikeouts.
And a bouncer too short. Brendan Ryan settles, throws, and makes the play. Our soldiers in action. This one's for you.
can't tell you how much we appreciate your service. I wish we could do more, and I wish we could show it to the extent that we feel it. So, anyway, thanks.
Manager Tony La Russa, and this was just moments ago here at Busch Stadium, about 30 seconds ago. Here in the Jumbotron, they put the family and friends up, section 267, the entire stadium, over 40,000 plus, standing ovation for that section and also for the troops overseas. And it got loud. Pitch in the dirt, 1 ball, 1 strike on Nick Stavanoa. But standing ovation for those gentlemen and men and women overseas, Afghanistan.
We might explain that, 7-8 second delay. So sometimes when they don't react, now they do.
Now our guys in the truck, they can hear in between innings. That link just stays up. And they said they had all kinds of trivia questions they were trying to ask. So bring them on.
Each other. Or us?
Us and each other. So.
Are you a fan of trivia?
No.
I'm not either.
Little bouncer by Stavanoa to short. And he almost avoided the tag, but it's out. These guys are lively. They must have had their coffee this morning.
Cardinal hat in the back there, getting rubbed down.
1 out, and here is Yadier Molina. I'd have to say I do like trivia. I just don't like feeling as inadequate as I am.
Exactly.
Trying to answer the questions.
It's fine if we know the answer, but
makes me think too much, and that's not a good thing. We're in the 4th inning, 1 out, and a pitch that's taken for a ball upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike on Yadier Molina.
Narveson did allow a run last inning, but true to form, you have a little trouble in the 1st inning, and then he usually settles in and pitches a lot better.
We're dealing with smart guys and gals over there, too. Experts in agriculture. A lot brighter than one of us. I'm not going to say which one. Nice play as Molina is retired. Cardinals camp out presented by Bass Pro Shops and Tracker Boats is back August 27th. You can spend a night on the field and under the stars at Busch Stadium. 345-9500 to find out more at cardinals.com/campout.
Luke Scott is putting on the doing the wave, right?
They even do the wave in Afghanistan.
Luke Scott was put on the disabled list, injured his hamstring after hitting a home run.
Well, it can't be any worse than what happened to the Angels first baseman after he hits a home run, walk-off shot, and then breaks his leg in celebration.
Morales.
They've got the jerseys out, the hats. They're doing the wave. We're going to feel like they're in section 267 pretty soon.
Well, we hope they are back here at the ballpark very soon.
Here's a 1-1 pitch. Brendan pops it up, and that'll find the seats. Another photo here from the ballpark tonight. We've got some still photos. Jim Hayes is our roving reporter, does a terrific job. He's out there in the seats talking with families. And also the text messages and the emails that are coming in. 2-2. It's fouled back. 2 balls, 2 strikes on the Cardinal shortstop, Brendan Ryan. Adam Wainwright autographed banners over there. A number of players autographed different items and sent them over to the troops. 2-2 pitch and a swing and a miss. Ryan strikes out. Usually you see this at the ballpark. Tonight it comes to you from Afghanistan, the troops overseas.
I might have to pull rank, because, I am an admiral in the Hungarian Navy.
Oh, we've heard, Al.
That looks normal.
I want to thank all of our dedicated sponsors that support Cardinals baseball on Fox Sports Midwest all season long for allowing us to air this telecast to you with limited commercial enhancements. You think that guy in the back that was holding that hungo is getting a hard time right now? I think so. You can hear the delay right now, and the gentleman was in the back with the hungo.
There's your reaction.
Here's a 1-0 pitch, and that's hit out of play. Again, you can text in messages to 432-432. Emails at foxsportsmidwest.com. 1 ball, 1 strike here on Carlos Gomez. Showing bunt. We saw his speed earlier and bunts it foul. 2 strikes. And once again, men and women, our armed forces, thank you so much for what you do for us and have done. Well, they love that wave over there, don't they?
Scare some of the villagers.
And a couple of hungos there.
That'll scare some of the villagers.
Yes, it will. He knew it. Strikeout for Jaime Garcia.
He's got a very good curveball. Showing bunt. Actually, a curveball is easy to bunt with proper technique, but he's looking for something else and just took a called strike number 5 for Garcia tonight.
1 out and nobody on. And a pitch that's taken a little bit low. Escobar grounded out to second, first time up.
You know about military coins, don't you?
Well, I figure you're going to tell me something I don't know.
I mean, these guys over there, you put belly up to the bar, something you're very experienced at.
Indeed.
You put down a military coin, and if mine beats yours, you buy. I got 2 of them in my pocket. We'll see if anybody can beat mine. They're going to do the wave again. A little bit too much fun.
Not today.
I got two coins in my pocket that would probably win most contests.
This is where Al brags.
Yeah. General Hagenbeck he's retiring. He's going to have his retirement party here on August 1st at the ballpark. Huge Cardinal fan. He's a commandant of West Point, 3-star. And then I've got the big baby.
Marine Corps.
Yep, it's the commandant. James Conway, 4-star, the commandant, the 43rd commandant of the Marine Corps. Another big Cardinal fan.
So 2 outs, nobody on for Chris Narveson. Again, we are hooked up with the 203rd Engineer Battalion. They keep the Afghan roads clear of IEDs. That's mines, explosives. And the folks that you've been seeing recently now, the agribusiness development team. Pujols has got it. Midway through 5, 3-0. Cardinals on top. The women and their families as they enjoy the game. Budweiser, it's what we do. Not only do we have the Hall of Famer, but we have his special night. And I have to wear this thing, and you take yours off?
Well, I couldn't get the microphone over my frock umbrella.
Did you actually come up with this thing?
Somebody by the name of Harbison did this in 1779. This is the first in the patent office on record that somebody tried to do a ventilation hat.
Is that right?
Yeah.
It's quite comfy, I got to tell you, Lou.
Well, the first time I saw it, I was excited about it, and I had my sidekick is your sidekick alongside of me, and we did a lot of crazy things back with this hat a few years ago.
You and Al did crazy things.
Not with this hat.
Yeah, well, that was the style of the 70s.
Well, I didn't, expect you, Lou.
you have class, and then you've got a guy like Al over there. He's crazy.
Well, I was training him at the time.
Which way, Lou?
But he went his own direction.
So it is the Brockabrella night, and as you know, Lou, it's a special night. There's a drive into right field by Jaime Garcia. Real big for two. And he is out. Didn't slide, and he is out at second base.
Corey Hart made an error earlier, but there was more indicative of the defensive player he is. And once again, you cannot assume, as their middle infielder is going to try and deep you a little bit.
I also think he missed first base. Now, Prince Fielder, his back was turned to this, but let's take a look.
Lou, that's the way he used to, that's how you taught the other teams other than the Cardinals how to run the bases, right?
Well, I think he's excited about the fact to hit that ball that far, but you do have to touch the base. That's the first thing you learn in Little League. I thought going into second base, he decided not to slide.
So one out, and here is Green. It is Lou Brockabrella night. And as I was saying before the near double by Jaime Garcia, it's a special night. As you know, Lou, we're going all over the place tonight throughout the country and overseas to our troops. Green hits it out to deep left, and this ball is gone. A long home run, Tyler Green.
Welcome back to the big leagues for Tyler Green. Damn, that was just to the left of Big Macland. It was up in that level. Last year he hit 15 home runs at AAA, but we have never seen that type of power from Tyler Green. Wow. And it stuns them.
This is the reaction of the soldiers. But Lou, what a treat it is for us tonight here on Fox Sports Midwest to be broadcasting and doing this game on your special night, but also going overseas to the troops. And it's wonderful for what they do for us to be able to do this for them.
Well, of course it is. And the fact is, when you represent your country and knowing full well that the support is coming from home, that is very much excited, and it goes a long, long way, and just in the course of a day.
Do you think that Brockabrella is really a comfortable fitting cap or brella? There it is. Look at this.
Well, looking at that, yeah, it certainly is. In fact, you know, people want to know more about the Brockabrella. They can text me at 94932, and they text me and get more information about the Brockabrella.
I never thought I would be on a ball game interviewing Lou Brock and then him asking for text messages. Are you up to date with text messages, Lou?
I have kids who tells me how to do this.
I had a question Al for the longest time, too.
Did you have any response the other day when I told everyone how to text you for your birthday?
Yeah, I did, and it was tremendous, and a lot of fans did. I believe somewhere around 150 of them did.
That's great.
He had tremendous pull, Al, and but the Brockabrella, I had to give credit to Amron, because who would have thought that you go into the deep freeze and find a product to bring it back this many years later, and people get excited about it?
You wouldn't believe. When we've been on the road, and we run into fans all the time, as you know, Lou, and we've been talking about the Brockabrella, and people say, are you really going to do this? And we said, absolutely. And they said, we are excited about this, and we see all these folks wearing it tonight.
Well, that's maybe there was something about it at the time, but when we actually put this together, we really were doing it as a prankster and as a joker, and that was the idea of it. It was not about developing something that you could use and make a business out of it. But to our surprise, people really loved it. It got to be a fun thing. We used to have a little jingle with it.
Well, go ahead.
Yeah, well, I forgot how to go. Al, you remember all those days.
Oh, Al's a big singer. He loves to sing. Lou, you stay with us, all right?
Okay.
All right. Brockabrella night. The Hall of Famer Lou Brock is with us on a special night here on Fox Sports Midwest. Long home run. Tyler Green back in the big leagues, just to the left of Big Mac Land. Arabia Steamboat Museum in Kansas City. This unique museum has been featured in national television programs and magazines and in numerous newspapers. To find out more, just go online, visit mo.com. It's a treat for the troops tonight, not just to have baseball, but to have one of the all-time greats ever in Major League Baseball. The great Lou Brock is with us. Always fun to have him. You know, you're invited to the booth anytime you want to come up here.
Well, thank you.
You don't have to just come up with the Brock umbrella. You can come up anytime you want.
But now we're going to put you to work because you were in spring training. You saw the Cardinal players. And I know you keep up with them and you're fans of a lot of these guys. What is wrong with their inconsistent hitting?
Well, I think for the most part, what we call the chemistry. You don't see that. These guys are doing well, but the chemistry that make it happen seem to be still developing. And sometimes it takes one player to do that, and that player is generally called a surprise, and that surprise player is pretty much on the ball club.
3-0 here on Ricky Weeks, 4-0. We're in the top of the 6th. Our telecast, this one's for you. Lou Brock is with us. The Brock umbrella is out full force. You know, you made a lot of happy fans in Section 267. The troops, their husbands, wives, sons, daughters, moms, dads, family, friends, all of them. They're in Section 267. They have a lot of the yellow shirts on. And when we were shooting them, they were wearing, earlier tonight, the Brock umbrella. So you've made this night a little extra special.
Well, of course, I saw many of them before the game started. I was able to shake hands with quite a few people. And at the same time, they were just excited about being here. We were just excited about having them here. Then they get a treat with what they call the Brock umbrella. They go back in history and go back in time and pull something like that, and it become exciting to them. So it was an exciting night to be at the ballpark.
Lou, and I know Al is very much involved in efforts to support families the troops, but for you, I'm sure you've been asked a number of times, say, would you make an appearance at a hospital or a veterans hospital, or, you know, will you go make an overseas trip, those kind of things. And I'm sure you've always been one of those guys, because I know you a little bit, that you are gracious with your time and want to do that. And so my question would be, what's the reaction you get when you have a chance to visit with the troops that are either overseas or the ones that come back home?
Well, of course, we're at a point in time in my life where most of them will have to Google me up on the
No.
up on
They
the
know
net.
Lou Brock.
But the fact is that that is a ray of hope when they see somebody like us. You got to remember, sports is an escape into toyland, I call it. You're away from reality. So when we show up, we actually bring them joy, just a little bit of joy to get them away from the mundane things that they go through just to be alive.
Lou, we are going to Afghanistan tonight. What would you like to say to the troops here tonight?
Well, I would say to the troops, welcome home. You're doing a good job. We appreciate it. And we really love what you are doing. And again, for your country, for us, you'd be surprised what that means to us. So whatever you're doing in the military, you're not doing it by yourself. We really support you.
Here is Fielder. He'll pop it up. It's playable. Left side. Lopez makes the catch. Lou, always great to see you. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Dan. Al.
Thanks for my Brock umbrella.
Yeah. Again, 9.
On behalf of the people of Missouri, I want to say thank you to all the citizen soldiers and airmen of the Missouri National Guard who are serving our country in Afghanistan. I'm delighted you're able to cheer on our Cardinals tonight. On this 4th of July weekend, as we celebrate our many freedoms, we want you and your families to know how proud we are of all our Missouri National Guardsmen who are in Afghanistan and Iraq. I hope you're enjoying the game, and we look forward to your safe return home. And let's go Cardinals.
Big Cardinal fan, Jay Nixon, Missouri governor, with us. Welcome back inside to Busch Stadium in downtown St. Louis. Right-handers in, David Risky, and this will be his 8th appearance. And we have a soldier with a special message.
Hi, this is Specialist Chuck Wilson with the 205th MP Battalion. And now batting for your St. Louis Cardinals, Albert Pujols.
Al, John Hewlett better watch out.
I was thinking maybe you.
I was thinking you. As Albert pops it up. Fielder is over, playable, and makes the catch.
You know what is just so amazing, of all the men and women of the armed forces, all volunteer army. So these extraordinary people.
Look at that. That guy, he's not even scared, Al. That would scare most young children, that hungo, but not our armed forces. Didn't even flinch.
Hey, they're the best of the best.
Didn't even flinch. I wonder if the guy in the back, and that was the agribusiness development team, had figured out that that was you, Al. He was staring at the hungo. He wasn't quite sure.
Probably.
You think so?
Probably. Like, what are we doing?
Here's Matt Holliday. We are in the bottom of the 6th. The Cardinals lead it 4-0. They picked up 2 runs in the first, 2 in the third, and another in the 5th. They have 7 base hits. And Jaime Garcia, very good. He's allowed just 3. And there's a good changeup there by Risky.
Probably was wondering about what kind of new Monsanto fertilizer is this.
Well, it's certainly not the hungo. It's the agribusiness development team.
Yeah, they thought it was maybe fertilizer.
I got you the first time. I was just trying to lead you away. That's a strike. By the way, you have, and I know a lot of military families are watching tonight, you have a great event going on at the Ballpark Saloon tomorrow.
Well, Little Patriots Embrace is a great organization that helps out the deployed families. You know, their loved ones are overseas, and psychologically, you know, they have some problems with the family members back here, and so that is just part of it. But just even simple little care packages to the kids, and they have this cute little bear that has a little backpack and actually has a spot where they can put their mom or dad, their loved one's picture in the back, and always carry that little bear around with them and think about mom and dad.
Holiday hits it fair to third, and out number 2. Want to thank all of our dedicated sponsors that support Cardinals baseball on Fox Sports Midwest all season long, for allowing us to air this telecast to you with limited commercial enhancements.
I've seen that Snooks Market, our good friends there. But Randy Weedle, who retired as their marketing director, it's his birthday today. So happy birthday, Randy Weedle.
Rocabella's still out. You crack up every time you see Lou, don't you?
Oh, Lou was very, very helpful to me. I don't know. I don't know if I should say this, but he really did take me under his wing and help guide me.
Off the field?
On and off the field. I guess he didn't do too well, did he?
Then how did Lou make it to the Hall of Fame?
On the first ballot. That's how he made it. Well, you have over 3,000 hits, and you have over 938 stolen bases. Still the most in the National League. And when he broke the Maury Wills' stolen base record with 118, I think he was in his mid-30s. And someone made the analogy and said that's like a 10-year-old thoroughbred winning the Kentucky Derby. A great teammate. Great teammate.
I love it when he comes around. We see him at the ballpark quite often. Bob Gibson, Stan the Man. It's off the end of the bat, foul. Another photo. Again, we have still photos from loved ones here at the ballpark. And also Jim Hayes interviewing some of the fans. And we are live on the Armed American Forces Network. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Stavinoa. Let's hope our troops are enjoying a little baseball tonight. And in their case, the wee hours of the morning in Afghanistan.
The Armed Forces Network really does a great job of trying to give a little piece of home, and sports is a big part of our servicemen's relaxation.
Here's a little chopper hit to short. Escobar charges and makes the play. The troops, agribusiness development team, and again members of the Missouri National Guard deployed in Afghanistan with us tonight on Fox.
Bush Stadium, and I'm joined by State Command Sergeant Major James Schulte. And these are your guys, the Missouri National Guard. These are your guys, and they do a lot of stuff abroad. Tell us about what kind of things they're doing.
All right, we've got an agriculture development team in Nangarhar province that's rebuilding the agriculture basin for Afghanistan. We've got 203rd engineers with 1141st sappers. They're clearing routes of IEDs. Our 205th MPs are over there teaching the Border Patrol their job. We've got an aviation repair depot there, and then we've got our history detachment all working.
And these guys do a lot of work over there, very tough jobs, but they have a lot of support, and if you gauge by the folks that are out in support tonight, it's pretty big.
Yeah, these are the real heroes here, the families. Our guys know what they're doing over there. These people are always wondering and worrying and taking care of everything on the home front and holding it together. They're the true heroes of this war.
And you're a local guy, so a 4-0 Cardinal lead, that's pretty nice.
Yeah, this is awesome. It's always good to see Cardinal baseball.
Well, thank you for the work you do. We appreciate it.
Well, you're very welcome.
And Dan, I got to tell you, this section's still going crazy.
It's great to see, Jim, and thank you. That's just some of what they do, some of the generic B-roll to show you. In many ways, Al, as you know, thankless work, but we thank them tonight for everything that they do.
IEDs are, nasty, nasty things, and have not only taken many of our American heroes' lives, but limbs, and that work they do there is going to save many, many more.
As Jim in the interview, as they pointed out, families here in the United States, how tough that must be to know that their loved ones are in harm's way. Thinking about them, I'm sure, every second, every moment possible. And the stress that's on the families has to be very, very tough. So hopefully they get a little break from that with this ball game here tonight.
Well, I had one of the moms tell me today, every time the phone rings, they're always, saying a prayer before they answer.
Here's a 1-2 pitch to Casey McGee. Pujols going out, and over the shoulder he makes the catch. What a play from the former Gold Glover Albert Pujols.
Go back there, you stay with it until you're called off. Albert always wanted to be involved. Everybody knows about his offense, but you mentioned it, former Gold Glove winner. He's just obsessed with scoring, but he's trying to do everything he can to make himself a better all-around player.
I've always thought the best I saw, Al, at that catch going over the shoulder was Terry Pendleton.
He told me that many times. Terry playing third base for the Cardinals in the old fields, and remember he had a lot more foul territory, and there's no doubt about it. You can see Terry making many of those catches in foul territory, spinning and throwing somebody out trying to score from third.
I think you have to put Pujols in that category now too.
Well, especially with Albert and his ability to throw. He's had that some bone chips removed from that elbow. It's not an issue anymore, but even when that elbow, and it's still long term, he could have problems. He does have a tear in it, but he never uses an excuse, and he's always aggressive, always throwing, and he's very solid with his throwing. He's fearless.
Tony always likes to point out on a night when Pujols is not hit. That's been the case tonight. He's bounced into a double play and hitless, but always points out that he'll do something remarkable. He said he might draw a walk and then steal a base and score on a play you don't think about, or he'll make a great defensive play. And that play took a hit away, gets you a second out, and Garcia, it keeps his pitch count lower, and he's at 89. He's done a great job tonight.
Any worries about him repeating what he did in his last start, forget about it. This looks like one of his first 14 starts where he was just brilliant. ERA is at 2.11 now.
Didn't get the call.
Strike zone's been a little bit off tonight, hasn't it? A little bit inconsistent. So that's a pitcher's pitch right there.
2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs and nobody on. Popped up. Molina could not come up with it. You've got the on-deck circle there, and Yachty was trying to avoid the equipment, it looked like, and tiptoe through it. That's a tough play.
I was about to say, when you were talking about Albert Pujols, same thing could be said about Yadier Molina, but watch, he'll go over that rubberized on deck circle, and then you've got the leaded bat. He kicked it, and you're looking up, concentrating, and you kick something, and it's got to be a little discerning, and that is a very tough error right there. Disconcerting.
3-2. You get worried that you step on a bat or one of those donuts that go around the bat, the weighted donuts, and you can twist an ankle. There's what I'm talking about there on the left, and then the weighted bat there.
He kicked that weighted bat and just probably even just changing surface.
And this time it goes for Garcia. Looked like the same pitch. We're going to stay right here for the singing of God Bless America for the folks here at Busch Stadium and for our troops overseas. Louis over Milwaukee. This one's for you. The troops in Afghanistan are with us, and so is Lieutenant Colonel Chris Jackson out of Rolla, Missouri. And he says he's a big Cardinals fan. And first of all, Colonel, I've got to ask you, what has happened to the Hungo that was behind you? I'm getting very concerned about it.
We had him taken care of.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
He won't be bothering anybody for a little bit.
I think that's your new idol.
Yeah.
It's good. He'll come back soon.
Well, Mr. Jackson, tell us what this means for you and for the troops over there to see baseball tonight, and for you early in the morning, and just what this means for you guys.
Well, it's a great morale boost for us. It's very hot over here right now, and it gives us a break for the day. It's wonderful to see the Cards win, and especially if they're playing really well.
And you guys have a very interesting job because you're working with a lot of the civilians and trying to better their lives and make them realize what they can do with their agricultural crops.
That's correct. It's a very good mission, trying to rebuild the agriculture infrastructure in the country. We get out and see a lot of local villages, farmers, interact with the government and religious leaders. Everything's a lot of fun.
Have some of you guys been able to see family and friends tonight by watching the telecast that we have over here?
We've got a lot of people have had their messages go across the bottom. Major Elfrink from the high school, his big shout back out to his kids. Lieutenant Wilson here with us. It's been great for everyone.
Now, you the commander?
I'm the executive officer. The commander had a previous engagement he just left for.
Now, how long will you guys be over there, and how long have you been there currently?
We've been here since the beginning of October. We're getting ready to head home in about the next 45, 50 days or so.
How tough is that for you not to look ahead when you're so close, 30 days, 45 days away from coming home?
Well, you just have to keep focused on the mission and doing what you're doing. We've got a lot of great guys that are very good at doing that because they teach us a lot. Don't get complacent and focus on your mission, and everything will be all right and you get home safe, and that's where we're heading right now.
We were talking to the other troops, and prior to hooking up with you guys, they said that they play softball, they follow Cardinals baseball with the internet, favorite players and stories. What's that like for you guys? Do you get a chance to play any baseball and get away and do some of those things?
Well, we don't have much of a softball or baseball field. We have some guys that will play some catch. Got some guys that are getting into cricket being over here. They're trying that out. We have some footballs. That's about it. Big volleyball. Horseshoes are big, too.
I bet. We're visiting with Lieutenant Colonel Chris Jackson out of Rolla, Missouri. And when you think about what you're doing for those folks in Afghanistan, what kind of pride comes to your group and to yourself personally leading these young men?
That's a great amount of pride and satisfaction of getting the economy and the farmers moving again and back into basically teaching them how to grow crops better, get better yield. The Sec 4 guys are wonderful, keep us safe while we're doing our mission.
And Colonel, when you return home?
And they have a lot of pride in themselves.
Colonel, when you return home, what do you do in civilian life?
I work for the St. James School District as an administrator. Looking forward to getting back into school when it starts up this year.
I bet. And it's great work that you're doing, obviously, right now in Afghanistan and certainly back over here in the United States. God bless you and the rest of the troops, and thank you for your service and what you're doing and for being a part of the telecast tonight.
Thank you very much.
You bet. Thank you. That's Lieutenant Colonel Chris Jackson, Cardinal fan here from Missouri. And it's no balls and 2 strikes here on Brendan Ryan as we play in the bottom of the 7th. He just helps people everywhere, doesn't he? Helps the kids here and doing what he does in Afghanistan.
And we'll hopefully I'll get a chance to meet the colonel when he gets back here, and part of his duties with the, we'll get Fredberg and I will go out to the elementary schools there in St. James.
1 ball and 2 strikes here on Brendan Ryan. Outfield is straight away.
Todd Coffey now pitching.
Yep, Todd Coffey, who sprints in from the bullpen. I don't know if he still does it. Or
Yes,
if
he did.
Did he do it?
Yes, he did.
Our producer is Mike Helling, who's done a wonderful job along with Tom Mee and the rest of our crew at Fox Sports Midwest. And Mike doesn't really, take to the big name players. He loves the guys that kind of, are the middle relievers of baseball. And his favorite, he said to me, is Todd Coffey, specifically because of how he runs in from the bullpen. 6 is a serious number. When the Cardinals score 6, you get a 20-ounce coffee, fountain, or frozen drink for just $1 the next day at On the Run at Mobile. Win or lose, Cardinals score 6, you score 25-cent drinks at On the Run. Kevin Landy of Fox Sports Midwest, Alan Flowers, Jack Donovan of Fox Sports as well, David Picorni, Jeff Goldman.
Pretty appropriate having the mobile on the run for Todd Coffey, and if Paulino could catch Coffey, Mike Helling would be in heaven.
Al, you forgot one name that stands above the rest for Mike Helling. The immortal Tyke Redmond.
Somehow Tyke has escaped me, but you're right. Is he out of the game?
I have not heard his name in a long time. Here's an 0-1 pitch.
He could also run.
Yes, he could. Many players around Major League Baseball have supported various organizations that support our troops, and that includes Jeff Suppan, who helps out the Intrepid Fallen Heroes Fund. I know Barry Zito has been instrumental in
K's for Troops.
Yeah, donating money and time for the troops. This has been a lot of fun, hasn't it?
It really has. I remember it's at least the 3rd time we've done this. First time to Afghanistan, the other 2 to Iraq.
Just a moment, we'll have a special shout out from a gentleman that is on leave. Quite a trip he has made to get back here to St. Louis. 2-2 on Randy Wynn.
Our nation's been at war for basically 10 years, and how many tours of some of these men and women going to war zones multiple times. We just can't thank them enough.
Check swing, and Wynn strikes out. Kyle Duncan wants to say hi to some friends.
This is Specialist Kyle Duncan from 382nd TTOE. Just want to give a shout out to all the troops in Afghanistan. Home on R&R from Kandahar. I'll see you in 2 weeks.
How about this? Lewis, his family bought 20 tickets. That was taped right before our first pitch because they knew that Kyle would be on leave during this time. He flew from Afghanistan to Kuwait, Kuwait to Germany, Germany to Atlanta, Atlanta to St. Louis over the weekend. And he wanted to make sure that he said hello to his buddies in Afghanistan. Great to have him here.
Outstanding. I said these are the current ones that some of our Missouri National Guard troops that were getting a chance to talk with and see them, but there's a lot of them on leave. A lot of them just come back or will be going.
2-0. Tyler Green with a home run tonight. Long home run just to the left of Big Macklin. That's right, Tyler Green hit one that long. And it wasn't just a line drive, it was high, too. He launched it.
We expected him to hit a couple home runs, but not mammoth shots like that.
It's a guy that put on about 20 pounds this offseason of muscle. Came into spring training in great shape. Looked at this as being a very important spring training for him. And remember, Al, at the time, they had not signed Felipe Lopez. So a spot was open, maybe at third, second, short, because you didn't know about David Freese as well. So at that time, very big for the man at the plate, Tyler Green.
Number one draft pick of the Cardinals out of Georgia Tech. As you said, everyone knew that he could play defensively, but offensively, he really struggled.
Two balls and a strike here on Green with 2 outs and a runner at first. Fly ball into right, and we have played 7 tonight here at Busch Stadium in downtown St. Louis. This one's for you. It's 4-0 Cardinals.
Randy and Pepper, and everybody else. Hope you enjoy the game. Go Cards.
Again, this is our telecast. This one's for you. And we are going to the troops all over the world tonight. And we've had a chance to hook up with the agribusiness development team and members of the Missouri National Guard deployed in Afghanistan. Also, the 203rd Engineer Battalion. And there's the family section, the family and friends right there. Our director, Tom Mee, showing you many of the family and friends with signs as Jason Mott comes into the ball game. And Randy Wynn stays in the game. He'll take over in right field.
Mott appearing for the 34th time. Good ERA, 2.32. And a lot of these fans are thanking us. See the 203rd. Saw them earlier in the game. Jason Mott really been heating it up with his fastball. He's convinced teams that he has a breaking ball enough that he can just almost throw the fastball exclusively.
There's that fastball right there.
97 miles an hour from Jason Mott, the converted catcher. It was a pretty quick road to the major leagues, wasn't it, Al? From catcher to pitcher to the big leagues.
2006 when he made that conversion. And being a short reliever, you can get up there quickly when you get the attention. Even when he pitches right now, a lot of times he has the same techniques, throwing right behind that ear like a catcher would.
Here's a grounder hit left side. Lopez with it. Low throw and out at first. They get Gomez. Boy, he can fly, can't he?
He really can. I mean, he traded J.J. Hardy to get Gomez, and we talked a little bit last night. Jim Edmonds getting a lot of playing time at the expense of Gomez, but with his great speed, he's a very talented young player, and they do get him.
Good call at first base. Again, we've had the text messages and emails coming in. We encourage you to continue to do that. Text to 432-432. A message to our troops watching tonight. Also go to foxsportsmidwest.com. Popped up into right. 98-mile-an-hour fastball. Randy Wynn is there. Puts it away. 2 down. So good inning here so far for Jason Mott. What a night for the lefty Jaime Garcia.
Outstanding. But it was concerned, what would Jaime do after having his worst start, his previous one in Kansas City? Well, don't worry about Jaime. He's right back doing his good things. 7 shutout innings, only 3 hits. Walked a pair and strikes out 7.
Joe Inglet is the pinch hitter. Hits on the left side. Outfield is shallow for him, and a big crowd tonight here at Busch Stadium in St. Louis.
Inglet is tied with Stavanoa for the most pinch hits, 10 in the National League, and a .340 average.
Shoots one foul. I've shown that section of the fans right there, but this place has been packed on the first pitch tonight. Over 43,000. You know, one of the things that the soldiers have been able to see is family and friends when we show them, and our guys in the truck have a feed of seeing those soldiers and their reactions to some of these shots, and we're told that they have noticed and a lot of their loved ones in the seats tonight and pointing, clapping. That's great. Popped up. Lopez. Good work by Mott. 43,028 tonight. This one's for you. A little bit of the flavor of what's transpired here tonight. This one's for you, going to our troops overseas. And the families of many of those folks that you have seen are here, and friends. And with more on that, he's been in the family section, the friends section tonight. Jim Hayes, what do you have for us?
Dan, these are families whose loved ones were putting their lives on the line overseas. For the families, sometimes they miss their loved ones and suffer all by themselves. Tonight, though, they had a chance to bond with other families, show their support for the troops, and also express their love for family and friends that are overseas. So it was energetic all night long.
You know, Jim, to follow up a question for you, how emotional was it for some of those fans up there that had a chance to see their loved ones on the Jumbotron? Because many of the things that we had on our broadcast tonight going out to the fans on television were also shown up on the Jumbotron here at Busch Stadium.
Yeah, I saw some tears when that ran, and also when we told them they could talk to their family members who may be watching overseas. That was pretty emotional, too.
No doubt. Thank you, Jim. And here is Trevor Hoffman, who's still trying to get to save number 600, a guy that had almost 40 a year ago.
Well, he's 4 away. He's had a tough time. He's blown 5 games. He's lost his role as the closer. But he is such a class act that I'm sure he's made life very easy for Ken Maka. It could be an awkward situation if he had a huge ego and demanded to to keep that role, but he's a real team player, real class act.
Stinking up and away, and we saw a little smile from Felipe Lopez, who was at the plate after he caught that ball in foul territory. Remember what happened last night? Right. Just flat out missed one.
Yeah, missed one, and that happens.
Even at this level.
Oh, yeah.
Rarely, but it does happen.
Got to concentrate, and it's worth repeating again. That was what Jose Oquendo said earlier after Felipe had a 4-for-5 night, made some very nice defensive plays, and he said Felipe Lopez could be a superstar, but we really have to stay on him to keep his concentration there. And of course, Tony and Jose really do that job with Felipe, and he appreciates it.
There's that patented changeup, and it drops.
Didn't you just say?
At this level.
And now he gets a base hit out of it.
Wow.
Salazar and Ricky Weeks, just assuming the other guy is going to get the ball. Somebody has to take charge. And really, both of them should go after this ball. You see Ricky Weeks kind of calls for it, so you can understand why Escobar backs off. But apparently, Ricky hears footsteps. Now, Escobar could have done a little better job of vacating the area.
And it goes in the books as a base hit. Colby lines to second. Save it first. Once again, want to thank all of our dedicated sponsors that support Cardinals baseball on Fox Sports Midwest all season long, for allowing us to air this telecast to you with limited commercial enhancements.
You really can't thank them enough. They allowed us to do this virtually commercial free, and they made their sacrifices so everyone could enjoy this broadcast. And we got great sponsors anyway, but they just showed their class and their attitude and their helpfulness today.
Well, you get the feeling this is 2 future Hall of Famers right here. And Trevor Hoffman.
Take it to the bank.
And Albert Pujols.
Take it to the bank. They'll both be first ballot Hall of Famers. Trevor started. He signed as a shortstop.
That's right. Think about the different stages of his career. Signed as an infielder. Then he used to throw pretty hard and had to recreate himself with that changeup.
Well, when he first started closing, he was very unusual in the sense that he had 4 outstanding pitches. And then as time has taken over, he's developed just an outstanding changeup. Just continues to roll as the all-time saves leader.
We also are told from our truck a lot of the soldiers saw on the call, which is what you see at the bottom of the screen, a message specifically to them. And their reaction, they said, is just incredible. So again, thank you for making this happen tonight. We're very proud to bring it to you. This one's for you, as members of the Missouri National Guard deployed in Afghanistan have been watching our ball game tonight. You can't thank them enough. One out, runner at first for Pujols. Grounded out, sac fly, and a pop out. The Pujols, because he stays back so well, you know, you get the feeling that he might be able to handle a guy like Trevor Hoffman maybe better than others, because he keeps his weight back. He's so balanced at the plate. Popped it up. Lopez has to get back, and the catch made by Fielder. So 2 outs and a runner at first. Two outs, runner at first for Matt Holliday. Holliday is backed off the plate. Hoffman throws about 87, 88 tops.
Now it's that changeup that really is so effective. Sometimes he'll throw changeup after changeup after changeup and just take a little bit off each one.
Let's see if he gets a changeup here. He does. Just looked like it just floats in there, doesn't it?
73, but he has the arm action on all of his pitches. So you see a bunch of pitches 73, and then you throw 87. There's enough of variance there that, you know, sometimes you can't catch up to it. And then if you, real key is to have the ability to spot it. That should be fastball.
Trevor's right. It's nothing over the middle of the plate, and spotting both the fastball and the changeup. It's got that little sinking motion too with it, that action at the end.
As you mentioned, and he's pitched much better of late. You know, he struggled early. He blew quite a few saves, including the Stavinoa home run against him. And now here's a fastball in, but it's down and away, but doesn't get hurt with the location.
3-1 the count. That pitch looked to be pretty good.
Yes, it did. The catcher was set up inside. It was down and away, and sometimes that'll throw you. Here's a curveball. Didn't want it. Slider. Didn't want it. Back to fastball and see if it's away.
3-1 pitch. A rope into right center. Gets by it. A misplay again. Felipe can just walk on home. Holliday brings him in to make it 5-0. Just an absolute rocket again off his bat.
It looked like Gomez was trying to slide when he did not need to, as that ball was just crushed, carried all the way out there, and in his trying to slide, you know, he just, all he had to do is just stand on his feet and catch it.
It's been a frustrating night defensively, and in particular in this inning for Milwaukee.
That was a base hit, misplay, and then here you see where he's sliding, and that ball was going to be waist high. So 2 base hits that very easily could have been errors or misplayed, and it's not the way you want to play behind a future Hall of Famer.
extends the inning to Aaron Miles, his first plate appearance of the night, with 2 outs and a runner at second base. But you know Trevor very well, Al. You'll never hear a peep about it.
No, that's what I'm saying. He's a pro's pro.
Nothing in 2 the count on Miles, switch hitter.
Trevor and I went to the same high school, just about 30 decades apart.
So you weren't classmates?
No, he actually, his family lived, and they were like 2 down on the street behind us, where we had a common fence. He was 2 houses down.
And a ground ball to second. This will do it. We head to the 9th with the Cardinals on top by the score of 5-0. And to thank those that have given the ultimate sacrifice, their lives in action protecting our freedom. That shot there is from San Diego. You can see the ocean in the back right.
They are the greatest, boy. Best at what they do, but you see an awful lot of humanitarian shots. Men and women overseas, and how they're trying to help and make lives better. Liberated, what, between Afghanistan and Iraq, nearly 50 million people.
We have had a tremendous night. Thank you for making it possible, all the good folks at Fox Sports Midwest, the families and the friends that have come out to make this very special. The troops in Afghanistan, in particular, the Agribusiness Development Team and the 203rd Engineer Battalion.
Franklin needs some work. Not a save situation, but he hasn't pitched since Kansas City. And so he's out here to just get a tune-up in a non-save situation.
Here's a fly ball out to deep center. With room, Colby. Melody Young, who works here at the St. Louis Cardinals, was telling us that she has a friend that is serving our country overseas and watching the ball game. Here's Melody.
Hello to my great friend, Lieutenant Sherry Beller, serving in Gulf Company, 2nd of the 101st Airborne Division. Sherry, we love you. Come home soon.
That's Melody, who works here with the Cardinals. Base hit out to left for Corey Hart.
Guard earlier extended his hitting streak to 17 games. He has been a very hot hitter. He's been on base 3 times with a pair of hits and a walk.
Evening started here at Busch Stadium, the pregame show. Pat Paris and Cal Eldred, Jim Hayes was put up on the Jumbotron. So the fans here got a flavor for what was happening in our telecast and could see the troops overseas. Brad Straubinger, part of our pregame show, our producer, our crew. And those fans had gotten here early. Friends and family section here at the ballpark, and they were watching. There's a liner into right center and a base hit. Relay to third, no throw.
Pretty well hit balls here in this inning against Franklin, but last year an All-Star, he would have an outside chance, but because of the inconsistent offense, he doesn't have as many saves as probably what it would require. He is 3-0 with an ERA at 2.20.
So 1 out and runners at first and third. Here's Ryan Braun.
Franklin is 15 out of 16 in save opportunities.
Popped up. Green backing up. Makes the catch. 2 outs. Before the night gets through, Al, do you have any final thoughts you'd like to tell the troops?
They're the best, and we thank them for what they do. And as I said, this is an all-volunteer army, and they know what they're getting into, and they are remarkable. They are so precious, and you just can't thank them enough. They just are great humanitarians. They have a job to do and different assignments, and they do it better than anybody else.
There's a ground ball hit to short. Across the diamond, and the Cardinals win it. 5-0 here in downtown St. Louis. Fourth of July weekend is here. We enjoy baseball here in downtown St. Louis. And again, thank you to our troops for protecting our freedoms and making this possible. This one's for you.